The last point I want to make, and I know we have a vote in just a few minutes, is this. If you ask the American people, what is the business of the United States Senate for the next 5 days? I don't think anyone would really, if they didn't follow closely, would ever guess the business that we're about. We live in a country now where 222,000 people have died from this COVID-19 pandemic. 222,000. 8 million have been affected. A country that represents 4.5% of the world's population, the United States accounts for 20% of all the COVID-19 deaths in the world. And sadly, it's getting worse before it gets better. In the state of Illinois, the governor announced yesterday that because of the increased incidence of infection from COVID-19 in the 4 major counties surrounding the city of Chicago, we have to close down restaurants and other establishments. It's heartbreaking. I know what it means to these business owners, but it's also heartbreaking to read the numbers day in and day out of what this COVID-19 virus is doing in America, not just to the poor, hapless souls that are infected and some die, but to the economy of this country. Wouldn't you think that would be the focus of business on the floor of the United States Senate? Wouldn't you think that the Senate Majority Leader, Senator McConnell of Kentucky, who controls the business of the floor, would make that job one for all of us and stick together on a bipartisan basis to come up with an agreement before we did anything else? Well, if you guessed that, you're wrong. Because for the next 5 days, we are consumed with filling one Supreme Court vacancy. He is determined to fill that vacancy at any cost, including ignoring the major issue of our time, the major issue of the moment, the pandemic which affects this country so gravely. We've lost 222,000 souls, sadly, in America, and it's estimated that the number may reach 500,000 by January 1st. What a heartbreak. And we are here spending 5 straight days not dealing with COVID-19 relief, not providing the testing that's needed, not providing unemployment benefits to those who lost jobs, not providing help to small businesses. No, we are focused on one nomination for one vacancy on the Supreme Court. As important as that may be in the ordinary scheme of things, we are not in the ordinary scheme of things. We are dealing with an extraordinary pandemic which is causing grave damage to this country, to its families, and to our economy. The president may not take it seriously. Obviously, the Senate Republicans don't take it seriously. If they did, they would be engaged. I cannot explain or even imagine how he explains why Senator McConnell refuses to sit down in the negotiations for the COVID-19 relief. That's right, Madam President. They've had negotiations that have involved Senator Schumer, Speaker Pelosi, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, the President's Chief of Staff, and Senator McConnell refuses to attend those negotiations, where they're trying to come up with a bipartisan measure to help us through this crisis. All he does is offer throwaway votes on the floor, take it or leave it votes on the floor that don't have any bipartisan root to them. They come to us because he wants to have a symbolic roll call for his members to take home and say, well, I tried. No, you didn't try. If for 5 straight days we do nothing about COVID-19 and focus exclusively on this nominee, how in the world will any senator explain that that was the American priority of the moment? It is not. The American priority of the moment is not this vacancy on the Supreme Court. It's the fact that there are vacancies in homes across America from 222,000 deaths in this country, and they continue apace every single day. We ought to be coming together on a bipartisan basis. The person who should be leading us in the Senate is the Senate Republican leader. He does not. And as a consequence, we waste our moments here when they should be spent helping America with its highest priority. I yield the floor.